everyone, welcome to join the webinar today. This is Ethan from Advantech Industrial Communication Team. Today, I'm going to share Advantech Cybersecurity Solutions, including IEC 62443 and the long defense concept for cybersecurity. In today's webinar, I will start from the threats we are encountering today. Then I will briefly talk about the terms, some concepts you need to know about cybersecurity, as well as the deployment strategy. Then I will introduce IEC 62443, the standard for industrial networks and systems. Then wrap up with Advantech communication product offerings. Those are the top 10 threats identified by European Union Agency for Cybersecurity. The threats of cybersecurity comes from many aspects. The top one on the list is the supply chain vulnerability. You may learn there are some cases for data storage devices hacked for ransom, but actually the operation shutdown will cause larger impact. Secondly, if we went through the list, you will find that cybersecurity is an inevitable side effect of digitalization. Digitalization and the IIoT increase the connectivity, but in the meanwhile, larger network also means it's worthwhile to attack. So we need to look into a systematic strategy to eliminate the threats for cybersecurity attack. Let's talk about the term security. There is a conceptual difference between security and safety. In short, security is not a malfunction of devices or systems. Cybersecurity attack is a deliberate attempt to exploit weakness in computer systems, networks, to gain unauthorized access to sensitive information, cause damage or disruption, or steal resources. The term zero day refers to the fact that the vulnerability is unknown to the developer or vendor, and therefore there has been little time to fix or patch the flaw before it is exploited by the attacker. The hackers are seeking after the system vulnerability to attack until the fix released. There are numerous types of cyber attacks, including malware attacks. Malware is a malicious software that is designed to harm a computer system or network. This including virus, worms, ransomware, and spyware. Another example, man-in-the-middle attacks. That is an attempt to intercept communications between two parties to steal information. DOS, denial of service, is another common threat. A DOS attack is an attempt to disrupt a system or network by overwhelming it with traffic. So a DDoS attack is a more sophisticated version of DOS attack that involves multiple computers flooding a target with traffic. These are just few examples of many types of cyber attacks that can occur. It is important to take steps to protect against cyber attacks, such as using strong passwords, keeping software up to date, and being cautious when clicking on links or opening attachments in emails. IEC 62443 was developed to address the unique cybersecurity challenges facing industrial control systems, such as the need to maintain the availability and the reliability of critical infrastructure, while also protecting against cyber attacks. The standard has gained widespread adoption in the industrial sector and is often used as a basis for developing cybersecurity policies and practices in manufacturing, energy, transportation, and other critical infrastructure sectors. The asset owner must identify what is the key asset to protect, identify potential threats as addressed by the security union, and then mitigate system vulnerability. Last, develop the principles for system deployment and defense strategy. Let's take a further look into the IEC 62443, the IT security for industrial networks and systems. IEC 62443 consists of several parts, each covering a specific aspect of industrial cybersecurity, such as risk assessment, security management, network security, and system development. The standard is based on a defense in-depth approach, which involves implementing multiple layers of security controls to protect against cyber threats. So the compliance of IEC 62443 is not from one single product, a control system, including software application, embedded devices, host devices, network devices. Each device should comply component level certification of 62443. Defense in depth is a security concept mentioned in IEC 63. The concept involves implementing multiple layers of security controls to protect against various types of cyber threats. This approach is based on the assumption that no single security measure can provide complete protection against all types of attacks, and therefore multiple layers of protection are needed. The left side of the slide shows a room within room approach. The inner room is system level integrity, then network level security, and all covered under plant level security. Right hand side shows the approach to implement different approaches on different components. You can implement the account management in the host side. On the switch side, you can implement the segmented data flows. So this slide shows two types of defense in-depth approach, one from system level and one from component level. Next, I will introduce another security concept, conduits and runs. Conduits and runs are cybersecurity concepts that are often used in industrial control systems to manage the security risks and protect critical assets. Conduits are pathways that connect different security runs within an industrial control systems. These pathways may include wired or wireless networks, data links, or other communication channels. Security runs, on the other hand, are areas within the industrial control system that have similar security requirements and risk profiles. By using a combination of conduits and security runs, organizations can segment their industrial control systems into smaller, more manageable components, each with its own security controls and risk profile. This helps to limit the impact of a security breach by containing the attack within a single run or conduit and preventing it from spreading to other parts of the industrial control systems. Next, I'd like to talk about our offering for cybersecurity from communication product team. Advantech 87000 series managed switch is a IEC 62443 certified in component level. 87000 series managed switch comes in different POCON that can fulfill your different industrial deployment requirement, including tunnel, solar power, CCTV, and etc. It is a start product of a communication team. The selling quantity actually tripled in the past 4 years. Last, I'd like to talk about a feature, IXM. It's a fast deployment function of an industrial managed switch. So you need to configure IP and the configuration for the first device. Then it will auto-synchronize the same devices in the network, which will largely reduce your time to deployment the network. So the AKE7000 series with a complete product portfolio and powerful software features that will make it a best choice for your industrial communication infra. And so that's all of my presentation today. Just a brief introduction of IEC 62443 and the Advantech communication product offerings. So if you got any questions, please feel free to contact us. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Stanley from Advantech IoT Group, and today I'll introduce WISE 2400 series. It's a predict and remote inspection solution for oil and gas industry. And predict maintenance of condition-based monitoring is an old and high-demanded necessary mission for factories. It is based on the collections, management, and intelligent use of data. And these methods focus on asset health and performing service and repair based on asset failure to meet prescribed performance objectives. And traditionally, workers will climb up and down with his portable vibration meters or analyzers for monitoring asset health status one by one. Actually, it's quite dangerous for workers, and it is extremely inefficiency as well. So as the technology improve every day, and now we can make the predictive maintenance solution become more intelligent, more efficiencies by bringing the sensors into IoT world. And with more and more better to use and easier to understand solutions, it makes predictive maintenance markets keep increasing this year. And several reasons to make you understand why predictive maintenance is important for factories. And based on the reports, the average equipment outage lasts 4 hours. It will cost a company around $1 million each time. And over 80% of companies has experienced an unexpected outage within the past 3 years. And how about with the predictive maintenance in your factories? So the Energy Department of the United States tells us that it can reduce 20% to 30% in maintenance cost and 35 to 45% reduction in downtimes and 70% to 75% reductions in breakdowns, and it will also increase 20 to 25% in production. And here is our solution. The WISE 2410 series is a smart vibration sensor from Advantech. So first, it follows a worldwide common facility inspection standards. It calls the ISO 10816. And the WISE 2410 directed to the complex mathematical calculation and give users the right vibration values and to help them understand the health status of their facility. And second, with the long range, wide wireless coverage, and low power consumption, LoRa wireless technology, WISE 2410 can be powered by only 2 AA lithium batteries. And the batteries life can up to 2 years with once per 30 minutes data update cycle. And third, the 2410 is a 3-axis detection solution with 10 to 1 kHz frequency measurement range. In conclusions, WISE 2410 is a smart vibration sensor and can identify the equipment conditions by chain monitoring in the clouds or premise, and then plan and performs maintenance efficiently. So what is the ISO 10816? And the ISO 10816 provides a guidelines for evaluating vibration velocities, severities, motors, pumps, fans, and compressors, gearbox, this kind of rotating facilities. And these machines that operate in a 10 to 1 kHz frequency range. And this inspection standard defines 4 classes motors by using the horsepower. So for example, if your motor is under 20 horsepower, and it should be located in class 1. So now you will have your limitations about the health status. You can easily understand the health of your facilities by cross-matching the velocity rooming square values from 2410 with the ISO 10816 table. It's really easy. And this is the magic behind our solutions. So when the 2410 wakes up, it will detect 6600 vibration data in 1 second. And WISE 2410 will use this data and convert them to frequency domains data through the Fourier transforms. So now on step 2, WISE 2410 will have the frequency domain data between 0 to 1 kHz. And it will use these data and calculate to some specific vibration parameters like velocity rooming squares, acceleration peak, displacement, crest factor, and so on. The calculation process will take around only 2 seconds. And after completing this process, WISE 2410 will transmit these data to customer service by using the LoRa connectivities. And the range between the gateway and the sensor device can up to kilometers away, and it really depends on the environment. And this is how you mount the WISE 2410 on your facilities. You can use the stool mount, direct fix the 2410 on your motors. If you don't know which is the best position for sensors, you can use the magnet base for trials. And if you have confidence, you can use the metal base with epoxies and stick the metal base direct on the motors and fix the 2410 seconds. And for most of applications, we such as you mount the 2410s in the Z-axis directions for the inspections. It's more stable and it's more easier for mounting. And this is how it goes on site. First, we mount the WISE 2410s with the Z-axis directions on motors. And second, we check the horsepower on the deck on the motors to getting the spec, the horsepower spec. So you can see that this image shows that this motor is with 10 horsepower. And with this kind of information, then we can identify the location, these motors location on ISO 10816 table. So for this case, this motor will be located in class 1. And in class 1, with this kind of information, we will know the threshold setting, the limitations of these motors. And we can use the data from 2410 and cross-matching this table and understand the health status of this facility. And besides the 2410s, we built a 2410X recently, and the 2410 has the IECX Zone 2s and Zone 21s, and also the ATEX2 certifications for explosion-proof applications. So for the customer that require to use the customers from oil and gas industries, they can use the Zone 2 ATEX2 versions. So for some customers comes from the food and beverage application or minings, which require to use the dust explosion-proof products, then they can choose the Zone 21 versions. And one case share with you here is, so everyone knows that refineries are very large. It's quite a large industry, it's quite complex. Since this kind of process involves many different processing units, such as crude oil distillation units, vacuum distillation units, and heat exchangers, cooling towers, and many more. So these facilities are dispersed over a vast industrial complex, and some of them are in hazardous environments or is nearly inaccessible locations, thus making maintenance extremely difficult. So the U.S. Department of Energy reports that it's around 1,700 shutdowns at petroleum refineries between 2006 and 2017. And 46% of these were due to the mechanical breakdowns. So with product, the 2410s, users can detect equipment remotely and can able to use of equipment's data for such application as failure prediction and maintenance decision support. Western Potens can help customers drive their digital transformations and deliver value through such means as improving plants, productivity, and efficiency. This is my sharing today. Thanks.
Hello everyone, I'm Pierre Carey from iSensing Device Product Division. Today I'm going to talk about the application for remote I/O modules and serial USB communication solutions in oil and gas energy saving industry. Okay, so what's the importance for data monitoring in oil and gas industry? I believe everyone should agree that safety is the most important thing in oil and gas industry. Data monitoring helps to ensure safety for everyone. By monitoring the leakage of chemical substance or machine performance, accidents can be prevented. For the environment, monitoring the energy consumption and waste emission data help companies to meet the industry regulation and protect the environment. Then the operation data help increase data efficiency, reduce operation risk, and save operation cost. And maintenance. Maintenance is also important to companies with equipment data. Any damage or malfunction can be detected at early stage so that equipment lifecycle can be extended and also reduce the maintenance costs and rates. Data is the foundation of all industrial IoT. Remote I/O modules provide various remote data to optimize productivity and ensure the operation of field devices. So when do you need remote I/O? With the following condition, remote I/O modules are the choices for you. So first, when the sensors and scattered in many places, and it is not possible to configure a set of controllers at each location, which would be too expensive and not efficient. Or the distance between the controllers and sensors are long. The signals will be easily disturbed by noise, resulting in increased data errors. Therefore, deploying remote I/O close to sensors to transmit data to controllers can greatly reduce the cost and time. This diagram shows Atom remote I/O module application in oil pipeline monitoring. Oil pipelines from China to Russia over thousands of miles. It is difficult to collect over long distance. It is difficult to collect data over long distance. However, Atom remote I/O modules help to process and transmit data of temperature, pressure, flow, or vibration to the central control room miles away. So for example, Atom 618 is a temperature data acquisition module for 8 thermocouple input channels. And Atom 617 is designed with 8 analog inputs and 2 digital outputs to satisfy industrial requirement. Each analog channel can configure individual range for many of applications. And the remote I/O functions to collect the transmit real-time data. Over long distance, its benefits include simple and quick configuration without programming, and reliable with low maintenance. They're offering complete I/O combination for diverse needs and various industrial applications. Okay, so this slide shows the Atom I/O modules product overview. Today's introduction is focused on Atom 4 and Atom 6 series. The Atom 4 series features robust RS-485 Modbus with easy configuration and diagnostics. The Atom 6 series is an Ethernet I/O used for IoT applications such as SNMP, MQTT, web service interfaces. And Atom 6300 series is industrial OPC-UA Ethernet I/O modules, or with Modbus protocol converged OT/IT with security and linking to SCADA with the cloud for remote monitoring. Here shows 6 Atom models which are certified with UL C1D2. 2 models are for Atom 4 series, which are serial converters and repeaters. 4 models for Atom 6 are Ethernet I/O modules. Okay, moving forward, I'm going to introduce ULI series. ULI series is a serial and USB communication solution that helps to bridge the connectivity gap, connect legacy devices to IT system. So there are 3 branches to the ULI family. ULI 200, our serial products, ULI 300, our USB to serial products, and ULI 400. They are USB hubs and USB isolators. ULI is a complete product series with multiple interfaces. Features from light industrial level to heavy duty level, connecting legacy serial access to IoT world. Our product with various form factors. They decide to DIN rail mounted in a cabinet for demanding industrial application or pull power of pocket size form factor. Okay, so the pull power devices without requiring external power adapters for field service. Some models offering wide operation temperature range and 4 kV isolation protection. And some even support high-level certification. Here's a quick reference for a higher level certification which comply with UL C1D2 and IEC 61850-3. These products can use in hazardous environments such as oil and gas. So the protection level and product operation temperature of the product is valued. I list the models that meet the regulations for your reference, which is serial to fiber converters and serial to serial converters. And also include the serial repeaters, isolators, and USB hub with 4 kV isolation. This slide shows an application about power plant data transmission. Customer face about data transmission over long distance between the power plant and the substations and try to integrate different communication systems from multiple vendors. ULI serial to fiber converters help to create a large integrated communication network across substations with noise immunity over long distance up to 4 kilometers. Okay, here's my sharing today. I hope today's sharing can give you a better understanding of Atom and ULI series. And about my password, please do write down my password. It's your, Y-O-U-R, your. Okay, thank you very much for your time today.
Hello, my name is Winston. I'm the product manager of domain-focused HNI in IIoT. I'm working on the vertical market-specific need of HNI. It's so glad to be with you in this webinar. Today, I'm going to talk about trends in explosion-proof market specifically related to HNI device. I will also share you some basic knowledge of explosion-proof certification. We all know modern industry production, processing, transportation, storage, and other processes produce various explosion substances. It is floated around the environment in the form of gas, liquid, and dust. These dangerous substances have an impact on public safety. The potential crisis is huge, and the people were always unaware. Let's look into the next page. More specifically, oil and gas, steel process, petrochemical, energy and power, food and beverage, or pharmaceutical process, mining, energy, recycling batteries, and other industries all have some explosive and dangerous process. This is also a key industry with mandatory requirements for explosion-proof certification. We have to realize not only oil and gas needs explosion-proof device, but all industry which has hazardous environment should put workers' safety for the first priority. In recent years, increasing energy and IoT requirements is a key factor driving the demand for the explosion device, which we can state demand safe equipment in hazardous environment is more and more popular in recent years. The CAGR of explosion-proof equipment expected to 25.87, and the market size is more than US $10 billion by the end of 2028. There have been a rise in the number of explosions in the extreme environment of manufacturing industries across various regions because of the growing presence of chemical toxicants and the other constitutable dust. You can learn the market growth rate by region in the left picture. The increment of explosion-proof device is also caused by the demand of IoT solutions, such as dealing with overwhelming amount of data or monitoring aging facility and deployed in the hazardous environments. Advanced countries continue to form strong requirements for security through legislation, and these regulations block competition from other countries, forming the biggest trade barrier other than tariff. If we want to enter this market, the major challenge comes from product design, product certification, and specification familiarity. In order to fulfill our worldwide customer, Advantech has developed explosion-proof HNI product line. We work with professional labs and provide reliable product to our customer. Today, our topic attempts to guide the concept so that beginners can quickly understand the relevant specification and also learn which explosion-proof HNI we have in Advantech. Let's talk about what is basic for an explosion. There are three elements are required to cause an explosion. Oxygen, ignition source, and flammable material. The most commonly neglected is the detonation source and the substance, and the people are accustomed to mistake only the fire source is defined as the detonation source, and the chemicals such as gasoline and diesel are defined as dangerous substance. This wrong cognition is the major disaster. Let's see what is our ignition source. People used to think ignition source means fire or spark. The definition of ignition source should be source point with high energy density, not only fire sparks, but also smoking, welding, and cutting. Hot surface static charge can cause the explosion. Here is the common classification of hazardous area. The class, divisions, or zone defined by UL or IECEx. All of our explosion-proof HNI apply to gas, vapor, and the liquid area, which means Class 1 under UL regulation and Group 2 under IECEx or ATEX. We are only applied for the Division 2 or Zone 2 class certification. So that's why we call C1D2 or Zone 2. It's different from the criteria we applied. This slide, I'm going to show our explosion-proof HNI to you. We have high-performance panel PC and the Line N10 series panel PC. Or you want to select the box PC and match our C1D2 monitor. Currently, our certificates are all C1D2, but in this year, we will launch a new model with IECEx and ATEX. If you are looking for data processing panel PC, you should look at our newest HNI, TPC318WH. For example, the oil and gas and petrochemical industry is highly competitive and asset-heavy sector. In this process of oil and gas production, there are few challenges that will correct to our industry to change how they work, like data acquisition from massive amount of facilities and upgrading complex facility and systems which require continued monitoring and maintenance costs a lot of manpower and financial resources also. For each process, we have the suitable HNI in order to fulfill IoT deployment. About the outdoor application of the explosion-proof HNI, we provide 12-inch and 15-inch TPC for data acquisition and the light processing operating. This successful case is located on South Asia. The customer using the kiosk station to pay their gasoline and gas station. This system can process transaction and acquire customers' data in time. Next, another very popular application is real-time monitoring for assets. Lots of data from temperature, valve, and pressure sensor are collected and shows in time on explosion-proof monitor in hazardous workplace. Sometimes you might think the CPU is not good enough to deal with the big data analysis. Well, you can choose the optimized box PC you want in your control room and shows the data in time in hazardous area with our C1D2 monitor. Okay, now we have to change our mindset. There is not only oil and gas industry can deploy explosion-proof device. Every hazardous environment or dangerous process should choose the explosion-proof certificate device. After all, safety is our first specification. In this case, pharmaceutical, they are drug powder around the environment. This high-density powder will become a flammable material. We can choose the TPC318WH to fulfill the data centralization and acquisition in this powder environment. Next, we have launched a new product for C1D2 TPC, and the IECEX and ATEX version will be available in the Q3. The display size is 80.5, and the CPU is Intel 8th generation Core i5, suitable for data centralization and visualization application. If you need high-performance explosion-proof HNI, you should take a good look on it. Now we have a stock in hand and available for booking right now. This is the end of my presentation. HNI team provide comprehensive device for your IoT application. You can check our website for more detail. Thank you. Now I'm going to release my password. My password is IoT.
Hello, I'm Vicky, Senior Manager from WISE IoT Group of Advantech. Today, I would like to introduce Advantech next generation device and connectivity management solution suite, WISE H365. Many customers may want to start their OT IT business, but how? You may wonder how to start with an intelligent OT IT service if I have no technological background. Today, I would like going to find an answer with the Advantech WISE H365. WISE H365 service can solve many challenges like remote data transmission, monitoring system status, device cleaning, and the business operation logical integration, centralized management, hierarchical management, and the big data analytic. It's a business integration platform that helps business to accelerate distributed device operation and the maintenance management over the cloud. As the slide shows, is the Advantech WISE IoT core service architecture, and the H365 is part of the core. H365 designed to provide an operational insight from the edge to the cloud with no code and low code. It allows you to easier and securely connect, manage, and collect massive IoT data, as well as process and virtualize data in real time. Through a comprehensive set of developer toolkit, the H365 simplifies the development of the IoT solution, allowing to dedicate resources to your area of expertise. H365 has three major parts. First, IoT Edge is designed to connect 200 plus edge devices, such as Advantech IoT devices, industry PC, and third-party devices. Also support multiple protocols for unified data sources, enhance data processing, and publish data to mainstream platform or other automations. IoT Edge uses the MQTT and QTTS protocol to transmit the messages. Second, the cloud service, which have three pillars: connectivity, device, data management. H65's device management service provide more functions, such as event notification to trigger various action, remote access to devices, data management support multi-tenant, and dashboard for analytics. Also, the rule engine to filter, enrich, and transfer incoming messages originating from IoT device and the related assets. Third, we co-work with different domain providers to offer different domain apps and the RESTful API interface for customer to use. The fundamental hierarchy of the OT data to application service is assured based on two major software solutions, EdgeLink and DeviceArm. The solution to each communication layer allows domain partners to develop radical needs for transforming traditional system integrator business model for pure configuration setup to operation services. EdgeLink is an IoT gateway software for device connectivity and communication, which can configure a gateway with Windows utility, support data collection and multi-southbound and northbound communication protocols, unified device networking management. Device on. Once device on, zero-touch IoT tech seamless register Advantech hardware system with identity, security, and field side settings. A fast and simple setup help provide insight, intelligent edge onboarding data acquisition, and status virtualization at the device operation center. OTA software update itself security by sending software patch, firmware, software, and configuration updates through the batch provisioning. The app is designed to ensure maximum efficiency in IoT device operations and management. About business integration service, hierarchical organization management is a very important feature for centralized management. You are create multiple levels for your management logical, from a large area to a small area, site or production line. Second, with Dashboard Designer, H365 can provide different kinds of dashboard, and you can define your own vertical domain dashboard without coding. Next, Patrol Inspection. Device maintenance is also a key application in H365. We need a digital tool to integrate both online and offline services. We provide a simple and configurable patrol management interface. To summarize, H365 provides three critical values. One-stop shop for any Advantech device management. Deliver edge intelligence with powerful cloud and apps. AIoT, OT, and IT digital transformation across verticals. Therefore, WISE H365 help you unleash full power of every device every day, and simplifies the development of IoT solution, allow you to dedicate resources to your area of expertise.